Hey everyone, welcome to Mountain Beast Mysteries. Today I just wanted to share with you some footage I shot over the weekend when I was out exploring near the Nordegg area. I didn't really have a main purpose. I wasn't filming anything for a documentary or anything of that nature. I was just kind of documenting my adventure, exploring the area, keeping my eye out for any evidence or any strange things that I could stumble upon. This area is well known for its Sasquatch activity, so apparently there's lots of structures in the area, and I was just kind of curious to see what kind of strange things I could find. So without further ado, here we go.
So I'm at a location called Brown Creek Campground, and it's like a legitimate campground, but it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's very, 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 very close to where these tree structures are supposed to be at the Alberta habituation site. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not too far in that direction. And just that road to get to those structures is not maintained in the winter. Extremely hard to get to. Even if you have like chains on your tires, you can't really get there. If you've watched Wildman Interlude, that's the road we were trying to get up with the Argo, and we couldn't even make it in the Argo. But Rob was telling me that there was a couple here that was staying at this campsite, Brown Creek. I'm pretty sure this is the same Brown Creek. And they were hearing some crazy vocalizations, I believe, across the creek, up this ridge. Now, I could be wrong. I'll have to check with Rob after, but this is Brown Creek. I'm either gonna hike up this slope here, the direction of the vocalizations, or back that way. There's another hill I might go up, and I want to try and find, like, according to Ken Walker, there's tree structures all over the place, like not just at this habituation site, but you can find them in many different places. They're all over, so it'd be cool to kind of find some new ones, and it's just a matter of getting up these hills and into the trees a bit more. We'll see what happens, see if we can get any activity. I'm going to prepare my pack for my trek, and I hope I can find something cool. Maybe we can find some hair, maybe we can find some scat, maybe we can find some tracks. So this is the spot, like this is the location, the general area where all this activity seems to happen, north of Nordegg. Like up the Forestry Trunk Road, all in this area. So I just finished packing my bag. I'm gonna start heading up one of these hills. And every like 5 minutes or so, depending on which way the wind's blowing, I keep getting like a skunky smell blowing through. And it does smell like a skunk. Like, it doesn't have that rotting flesh kind of smell that they talk about. You know, that smell that basically like a rotting corpse mixed with skunk, like that kind of smell. Yeah, I don't know, it's probably just a skunk. Like, I am out in nature, so there are skunks around. It's incredibly tiring walking up these slopes in the snow. Snow's pretty deep here. Going uphill isn't very fun, but I'm kind of keeping my eyes open for tree breaks, anything really suspicious. Then of course the structures. As you can see behind me, it's a lot of pine, and it seems to be what these tree structures are all constructed of. A lot of times when you're out in these places, you'll find stuff like this. And like, this is clearly just like the natural way these trees have fallen. Call these jackpots, where they're all just crossed in with each other. And like, these trees are just leaning up against that tree over there. They've fallen against it. That's what happens when trees fall. So you gotta be mindful of these types of things. Like, you can't just credit them to Sasquatch right off the bat. these are all over the place. I mean, there's deadfall everywhere. You have to find the ones where there's trees like suspended in the air, not touching the ground at all. Now that's kind of weird. That's strange to me, but this kind of stuff, like the roots are at the bottoms of these trees. It's not like they were flipped or anything. And there's nothing floating in the air. So, nothing special. This is kind of like a weird thing, just how these sticks are in here. There's a little one. I don't know if this is a bad thing, if it is from a Sasquatch to take it apart, but I just want to show you. That one's in there, and then this one was just like sitting here, tucked in, and then that. And then there's another one back here, just kind of that was placed here. So, well, placed. I don't know. Could have just broken off or something. You get these weird jumbled up things of sticks. I don't know how to explain it, but branches fall, trees fall when they die. They get weak. Just because this is a place where this stuff is like common, like these tree structures, it's easy to let your imagination get the best of you. I like to stop every so often and just listen to everything around me. Apparently what they say is that the Sasquatch have sentinels, or like, I guess, scouts, and they have their little outposts, I guess you could call it, at the tops of these hills, and they use those positions to look out for people, any dangers. That's basically why I'm going to the top of this hill. So if there's anything up there, it's probably a stupid idea to be going up there alone. I'm hoping at the top there's like a nest or something like that, but you know, it might be hard to tell in the snow. Apparently, according to Ken, they retreat to more mountainous areas in the winter, places that you just can't get to. And apparently, like, the females and the children will stay in like caves or places like that, and the males will be out and about at night, you know, hunting and gathering food and what have you. If that's true, and I do run into something, it's probably going to be a male, and they're the big ones, the big scary ones. That's fun stuff to think about when you're out here alone. Well, I made it to the top of the hill, and there's nothing here. There's scat from other animals and footprints from other animals, but no potential Sasquatch signs, which is kind of disappointing. But if you look around, like, this would be a terrible scout location. You can't see anything through the trees. I guess any like rocky outcroppings or things like that where you're not like surrounded by trees and you can actually get a good visual from the distance would be a much better spot. So one of the things that Ken also told me is that in this area, when they have like powwows or when the First Nations people play their drums, apparently the Sasquatch come out and they listen and they throw rocks and they make their presence known. So it makes me think, like, maybe the Sasquatch can feel and pick up on certain vibrations Because, music is all like frequencies and vibrations, and if the Sasquatch can manipulate the electromagnetic field, then I'm sure they could sense and like pick up on certain vibrations. So I brought this Tibetan singing bowl, and it really gives off a neat sound, and you can feel the vibrations when you hold it in your hand. Like, it's pretty crazy. So I thought I'd make some noise up here on this hill, and maybe it'll lure something in later tonight.